Yo, Tyler. I hear your sister's going out with Squeak.
What? I'm not going out with his sister.
Dude, that's the defense. You gotta psych him out. Yeah, we gotta say totally up shit to make sure the other guy misses.
All right. Hey, wait a minute. Why's me going out with his sister totally fucked up?
I hear your mom's going out with Squeak. Oh, yes, 2 out.
Howdy. Today we're going to be talking about the sports comedy from 1998, BASEketball. It stars Matt Stone and Trey Parker, and they're really known for creating the animated show South Park, but this is one of their only live-action roles, and really makes me wonder why they didn't do it more. They're really great at this. It's really stupid, like one of the stupider movies that I've ever seen in my life, but it's still a lot of fun. Insanely funny, and it literally created a very fun sport that I still play to this day. The game that is played in this movie, BASEketball, is legitimately amazing.
Missed it.
They explain the rules really well, and I've spent countless hours playing this game while warming up for actual basketball games. Like the humor, the plot is pretty simple, so let me quickly tell you about what happens in this movie before I go too deep into it. Our main characters here are Joseph Coop Cooper and Doug Reamer.
Coop and Reamer.
They've been best friends forever and never really evolved out of that high school personality that they both really loudly exude all the time.
We graduated with Brittany.
You graduated?
Of course we graduated, cock beer.
They crash their old classmates' college graduation party and start to discover that, oh shit, they might actually be losers.
Hey, Skid Mark Steve! Hey, dude. Oh, cool. You still just hanging out playing Nintendo?
Well, if you must know, I'm in my second year of med school. What are you two up to?
Just hanging out, playing Nintendo. Cock.
While fucking around with a basketball in the back, they get challenged by some jocks from high school, and fuck yeah, these guys are definitely a lot better than them.
Oh, shit.
To protect their egos in front of the girls, they create the godly game of BASEketball on the fly, with their backs against the wall.
Come on, ladies, we playing or not?
Yeah, but not that pussy-ass 2-on-2 you guys play in the suburbs. It's this new game we picked up in the hood.
The game is simple. It's basketball, but with baseball rules.
Like a singles from the free throw line. Right, and a doubles from the top of the key. You can't shoot from the same place twice. And a triples from back here, and a home runs from behind the meatballs. You miss, you're getting out.
There's no defense, but you're allowed to try to distract the shooter without touching them. That's where a lot of the fun comes in.
Come on, man.
There's also double plays and conversions, but I'm sure that won't be relevant at all until the very final moments of the movie, right? I mean, that's a later thing. Don't even worry about it. The game picks up steam super quickly, and soon they are playing to massive crowds in front of their garage. They need a third teammate, though, so they recruit one of the funniest characters in cinema history, Kenny Squeak Scolari.
Yeah. They want me.
Doug Dimmadome lookalike and notable businessman Ted Dinslow meets up with Reamer and Coop to pitch a basketball league to them, but it won't be like those other shitty sports leagues in America. It'll be different.
Haven't you ever wanted to be a sports hero?
Sure, once. But that was a long time ago.
Even though they didn't want to incorporate and join the capitalist death machine, with the dope, team-friendly rules that Dinslow proposed, the boys are actually down to clown and fuck it, let's do it, let's make a league. It's 5 years later now, and the NBL is popular as fuck. Massive stadiums, huge crowds, and a championship trophy is now on the line, the Dinslow Cup. Coop and Reamer play on the Milwaukee Bears. Great name and logo, gotta say. They're in the championship game, and it comes down to one shot, but Coop misses really hard because Dinslow gobbled his glizzy a little bit too hard and choked while deep-throating a long boy, and it's a little bit distracting for him.
Oh! He missed! I don't believe it! What an unfortunate thing to happen on Dozen Egg Night.
Now the central plot of the movie actually begins because Dinslow left Coop ownership of the team, but it has a wacky twist condition that says that if they don't win the championship next year, Coop will lose ownership and it'll go to Dinslow's widow, Yvette. Baxter Kane, the owner of the Dallas Felons, Another great name. Like, all of the names are so great. Baxter wants to remove all the rules that prevented excessive monetization so that he can stack some fucking paper, but
Get your paper, fall till you fall, nigga, fuck your haters.
you can't do that without the owner of the beers signing on, and Coop hates this guy. So he's really hoping that Yvette becomes the owner so he can ruin the league with all that capitalism.
You have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
There's also been a bit of a romance plot brewing in the background, because at the will reading, Reamer and Coop meet Jenna Reed. She's the head of the Dream Come True Foundation, which is basically like Make-A-Wish.
Heads up, big guy. I need a little work on the hands.
He's blind, Doug.
And one of the sick kiddos, Joey, cute little bugger, is a huge fan of the game, especially the beers and Coop and Reamer.
Begged me to ask you if you'd come by for a visit sometime, but you know what? It's not a good idea.
Oh, I'd love to come by. Hey, I'll come by. I like hospitals. No, you don't. You like Taco Bell.
They all go out drinking together to bond, and it is adorable. This kid can really handle his booze.
This has been so fun. I feel like I'm gonna puke all over the bar. Mr. Squeak,
What?
what grade are you in?
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
The season is going great, but the romance splits the best friends at the very end because they're both into Jenna, and they do the unthinkable, declaring that they are no longer besties.
You know something, pig fucker? Can I call you pig fucker? No, only my friends can call me pig fucker. You know what, Coop?
Oh my god.
You're not my best friend anymore. How do you like that?
Oh, no. Now we're at the championship game, and Coop shows up late because he was in Calcutta? Yeah, I wasn't gonna mention this, but he's been in Calcutta. There's this whole blackmail plot line that, like, involves child slavery in India, and
It's called blackmail.
it may seem like it, but I promise that it's not important. It's a side thing you don't need to worry
You're not
about.
that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
You?
After showing up late, though, the boys are still mad about Jenna, and the game is getting away from them. Thankfully, Squeak gives an impassioned speech on the Makalaka board.
God, we have sullied the waters of the Lagoon of Peace. I'm begging you, for the love of our Caribbean brothers, stop this madness!
Whoa, just take it easy, man.
And now the boys are motivated to come back and get this dub together.
Hey, this is what I like right here. This what I like right here. Alright?
Let's go win ourselves a championship. Yeah!
Now we're down to the final shot to win the game. The comeback has been comebacking, and Coop's homemade Lazy Boy ball pops. He's never made a shot without it, so it's that classic all is lost moment, but notable alcoholic Joey saves the day with his very own homemade BASEketball.
Here, I bought this for you. I made it myself.
Here's where that little bit of foreshadowing comes in, because looks like there's gonna be a double play or a conversion. Honestly, this part doesn't make sense if you're paying attention to the rules. There's no reason why they would try a double play, but you can't do a conversion without a double play starting, so they gotta try the double play for no reason just so that they can do the conversion. It's all for fun, don't worry about it. He makes the shot, they win the championship, and they adorably skate around the stadium with their trophy. Movie over. Matt Stone and Trey Parker are on full display in this one. It's kind of insane that they didn't do more live action comedy because they really are top notch. I guess they're busy doing other shit or something, I don't know. What were they doing this whole time? They bounce off of each other so fucking well, and I wish that we got more movies outside of the animated stuff from them. The amazing performance chemistry that these two possess doesn't really shine through in South Park like it does here.
Calm down, dude. You're upsetting Kenny.
They voice so many characters on the show, which means that most of the time these guys are just talking to themselves in the vocal booth.
Did you know that China and Japan are actually different countries? Oh, really?
The the chemistry between them isn't really necessary for them to be funny because their great chemistry is shown on South Park in the writer's room.
So they do an assembly together. Mr. Kim and Mr. Yakimoto present Chinese, Japanese, what's the diff?
Hey, what's the diff?
This movie proves that they are insanely great together, not only in the writer's room, but also on screen together as well.
Can't believe this guy. He didn't psych me out. Yeah, if anyone should get the psych out, it should be Denslow. Dude,
Some of the South Park voices snuck into the movie. It's kind of wild because they filmed this movie during a time when they thought that South Park was going to be canceled.
Please don't cancel us. Please.
This got filmed after their first season of South Park finished, and they didn't have much confidence that it was going to be picked up for a second.
because it sort of happens in Hollywood all the time, you know, like suddenly there'll be some heat on you and on your project, but then it goes away, you know? So we were sort of taking it all with a grain of salt.
They were pushing a lot of limits on that show, and it would have been no surprise if Comedy Central pulled the plug on them.
Is it illegal for Jews to eat Christmas snow?
Yes.
Damn it!
Obviously, they didn't, though. They are currently renewed until 2027, which is crazy.
So if you make an exclusive deal with a streaming service, you can't make an exclusive deal with another streaming service, can you?
Whatever. I'll do what I want.
This is also the only piece of media that these two starred in that they did not direct, write, or produce, which is pretty crazy. I mean, they have a lot of autonomy over their career, which is very lucky.
I'll do what I want.
It's pretty surprising, too, because this movie fits in with their humor so well.
They tried intersports play.
Book of Mormon is another banger from these two that has gotten an insane amount of fanfare recently. I just saw this show on Broadway a few months ago for the first time, and it was such a blast.
And I believe that in 1978 God changed his mind about black people.
It has a lot of raunchy humor that these two are known for, amazing music with witty punchlines, and some on-point social commentary that hits really hard.
Hello, would you like to change religions? I have a free book written by Jesus.
Not a lot of people know about the 1997 movie Orgasmo that they made. Yeah, great name, amazing name.
And who the hell are you to change that?
I'm Orgasmo.
If you have seen the Book of Mormon, this one's going to feel kind of familiar because the main character is a Mormon missionary as well. But instead of going to Africa, like in the play, this movie has the Mormon visiting a porn set where his good nature and need to help out has him helping out in a way that just might disrespect God.
Porno?
This movie is also pretty stupid and raunchy, but it has some solid jokes, and the wild premise is enough to recommend it to all the comedy lovers out there.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I think unicorns are kick-ass.
Before we move on, though, I gotta talk about their strange origins in Hollywood with the 1995 short film, Your Studio and You.
Oh my God! What is that?
This was directed by Trey, and he and Matt wrote it as well. It's basically like a parody of those 50s educational films that used to plague our grandparents' TVs, but instead of teaching you something, this whole thing was made for a party that Seagram's, yeah, the fucking drink company, was throwing for their employees to celebrate the Universal takeover. It's such a weird time where they would make movies like this, just internal movies that were never meant to be out in the public, just for the employees, and just crazy.
Oh, absolutely. You know, foreboding is the word that best describes it. You know, it's like real severe, you know. I mean, just the name like Black Tower, I never want to go there.
We certainly don't want to breed fear and contempt into our guests. So let's try some different colors. How about the white tower? Or the plaid tower? That's right. Now let's just add a porcelain deer for decoration.
I'm a big fan of South Park, and I had never even heard of this thing before starting research on this video. It's a really interesting start to Trey Parker's short-lived Hollywood career. This was also the beginning of his relationship with BASEketball's director, David Zucker.
David Zucker was someone who, from very early on, was really supportive of our short films from college, actually. And we were big fans of, you know, Airplane and Naked Gun stuff. And so they had some deal where Universal wanted to make some interdepartmental...
well, because a new regime came in.
Yeah. Right. The new people were going to run
like
Universal. Yeah. So they're like, we want to make a thing, and, you know, and they hired Zuckers to do it, but David was like, I don't do it. He's like, you do it. it. And so
I don't understand Hollywood at this time. Like, who told David Zucker to find someone to make this movie? Then he's just like seeking out college kids to make this movie for Seagrams.
I'm confused. I'm confused.
It's pretty crazy how many insanely famous people are in this short movie, too. Like, it's only 15 minutes, but...
How? I don't know. I don't know.
Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, and John Singleton are all in this. And they're not just, like, in it as, like, documentary footage or anything. Like, they're, like, making jokes and stuff. Like, it's crazy.
Yes, we can all do our part to make the studio a more beautiful, artist-friendly place.
Sweeten, enhance, beautify. Sweeten, enhance, beautify. Sweeten, enhance.
Looks like James Cameron's got the idea.
When Trey showed up on set, he found out that there was no script written.
we went and made this black and white 50s style thing, and we had all these celebrities. We had Spielberg, we had Stallone, we had like huge Demi Moore, and just like, but it was like there was no script. And he told me, Dave was like, oh, the script is really funny, don't worry about it. So we show up to Universal Studios, we got our little crew, our little college crew, and it was like, okay, there's Steven Spielberg, and there's Mr. Stallone, and you know, you've got about 30 minutes, you know, and we're like, okay, well, where's the script? And like, there's no script.
Are you gonna have them be inside or outside?
Yeah, like just make it really funny.
Yeah. Literally, it was the most
What?
nightmarish. It was the most
It
nightmarish
really,
experience.
yeah, it was so.
What happened is Trey got hired as a director on it, and 2 days before the shoot was supposed to happen, called me up. He's like, "You gotta come help me on this. It's so tough."
I was like, get me out of here. You don't have a script.
But, he's whispering because he's in the office. So
But it ended up being actually really funny, but Universal's been they've tried to bury it because it's got all these huge names and they've never got release forms or anything, you know, so.
It's on the internet too, I'm sure.
Wow, you got that off the internet? In my day, the internet was only used to download pornography.
Hacker Man. He's the most powerful hacker of all time.
Sylvester Stallone is fucking hilarious in this too. I've never seen anything from him that made me laugh at all. He's such an annoying presence in most of the movies that he's in, but he is so great here.
Okay, look, you're gonna tell him I don't talk that way, right? I mean, this whole thing's been a gag to put on it, but the Rocky thing behind me is a character. You're gonna work on that, right? You're gonna tell him, okay?
Sure, Brainiac. Here, have a wine cooler.
Thank you very much. See, that's a character thing. It's something I work on. Fucking cheap studio.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Even though it does feel like it came from the minds of Matt and Trey, it really came all from the mind of David Zucker.
It probably was not as outrageous in the original script. And Matt Stone and Trey Parker came in. They read the script and said, well, this is funny and it's a funny idea, but it's a little tame. And so that was enough. I had heard enough. I don't want to be accused of being tame. So we really did another rewrite with them. I mean, there's scenes in that movie that I never would have thought of, things that I wouldn't normally have thought of making an actor do. But, you know, those were their ideas, and I have to give them credit for it.
But you didn't. He did an amazing job with complementing the comedic styles of his leads, and he also invented the game of BASEketball. I'll always love him just for that.
Invented it on my driveway in the early 80s with some friends. The sport was fun to play because you could really do it with a beer in one hand.
He made this game as a kid and seemingly was obsessed with getting something made about it because he had also attempted to make a BASEketball TV show that did not work out. A pilot episode was made with Chris Rock, but it failed to materialize into a show, and I am so bummed about that. That sounds fucking amazing. Chris Rock would have been great in this.
Uh-oh, Richard! Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
When the movie actually did come into play, he originally wanted Chris Farley.
Dang it!
But he chose Matt and Trey because he really liked South Park.
Hey, if you don't like
South Park,
you can get it.
David Zucker's other work is definitely pretty solid too. He relied a lot on Leslie Nielsen in his career, but it really is some of his best work.
This woman has to be gotten to a hospital.
Hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients. That's not important right now.
I've got a ton of love for Airplane. It's one of those classic comedies that will hold up forever. So amazing.
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
Oh, good.
Just hang loose, blood. She's gonna catch up on the rebound on the med side.
I love the Naked Gun movies too, and The scary movies that he worked on, 3, 4, and 5, are great additions to the franchise as well.
Sue wanted to pay her respects to her teacher. You?
Brenda was my bitch.
Of course.
He even produced one serious movie in his career, only one, and it's Phone Booth, which is like, that's so strange. It's a Colin Farrell movie. I really like it, though. I really do like this movie, but it's just so weird that he made one serious movie and it's Phone Booth.
If you hang up, I will kill you.
Nice try, pal. Go to hell.
Now, doesn't that just torque your jaws? I love that.
David Zucker is really great at his job. I do love his work, but his movie, My Boss's Daughter, is legitimately one of the worst movies that I've ever seen. I fucking hate this movie.
Who are you? I'm here to see Lisa. My name's Hans.
Not only is it bad, but my older sister was obsessed with this movie when I was growing up, and she would just put it on repeat, so I'd seen it way too many times. I hate Ashton Kutcher in this movie. He sucks so much.
It's good to meet you, Hans. I'm Tom.
You suck.
I'm just a friend of Lisa's.
You suck ass. You really do.
I also don't know if I can ever forgive David Zucker for making Dennis Hopper have An American Carol as his final on-screen appearance before his death.
We're gonna abolish July 4th.
We're not shaving till they bring all the troops home.
Thank you, boys.
They're women.
This movie is garbage, and the bad guy from Speed deserves a lot better than this as his final movie.
Shut up! It's Daddy, you shithead! Where's my bourbon?
Dian Bachar is iconic as Squeak. Never has the bitch boy character been played so well. He fits in as the third wheel perfectly.
He's been talking some serious shit about you all night.
What?
Yeah, he told everyone that he caught you jacking off in the bathroom before the game.
He saw that?
There's so many iconic scenes from him in this movie, but the drinking game they all play at the bar about Jerry Springer is so fun. I love this scene.
Oh, okay. We'll drink every time a fight breaks out. All right. Jerry. Fight.
Oh, you want some of this, right? Yeah.
Fight.
Oh my god.
Another iconic scene from him in this movie is when he first comes to turn off the guy's gas.
My name's not Squeak, all right? It's Kenny.
All right, you little bitch.
I want to turn off your gas. And don't call me bitch.
Okay, Squeak. Let's just shoot for it.
This is my job, you assholes.
Look, it's a good deal. All you gotta do is make a single from right here, and you can shut off our gas, and we'll never call you Squeak again.
Or bitch.
Or bitch.
Check this shit out.
Steve Perry.
Huh?
He's just so great, and I just love the way that they all work together. It's perfect.
Because you're a piece of shit.
I am not a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, but you're a little bitch.
God damn it, man. I swear you guys rip on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here.
He's a frequent collaborator with Matt and Trey and has at least dipped his toe into most of the things that they have ever created.
So Saddam, Satan told me all about how you guys almost took over the world once.
Since 2007 or so, he's been in a lot lower budget movies and short films. He even had a little series with legendary dancing dad, Nathan Barnett, brewing at one point.
It's a copy machine. Pretty neat, right?
Smells like piss.
Yeah, well, there was a homeless guy peeing on it when I took it.
Just recently in 2021, though, he snagged a massive chonker of a role in Guillermo del Toro's movie Nightmare Alley. Even though most of his scenes did get cut, it's super cool that he's getting back into some big budget movies because I love this guy. He's so funny.
It's crazy. I went out there for 2 months and they gave me my own apartment and I had 18 scenes. And then they kept rewriting the script. And I played like a freak character. It's like at this carnival. And there's about 8 or 9 of the freaks. And I don't know exactly whose decision it was, but the word I got was that the freaks were a visual distraction.
I kind of hated this movie because of the insane amount of focus on Bradley Cooper. What the fuck? This cast is insane. Why are we only focused on Bradley Cooper?
I think Bradley Cooper is in every scene in the movie.
Yeah.
There's no subplots. It's Bradley Cooper. It's the Bradley Cooper show.
Yasmine Bleeth was great in this movie. She had all the charm and beauty that was needed for the role and kept up with the slapstick humor of the guys while not, like, devolving with them. She was a great romantic partner for the plot, and I always had a huge crush on her when I was growing up because, I mean, how could you not? Come on.
Damn, girl. You grew up.
Unfortunately, though, Hollywood treated her like shit in her later years. She struggled with drug addiction, and to make matters a lot worse for her, the paparazzi and tabloids really piled on her in such a terrible way, and it led to her just leaving the limelight completely and not making any TV shows or movies after 2003. Matt and Trey were not too nice to her either after this movie. It's super sad too, because even though she tried to leave the public eye, we still get these lame TMZ articles every year that focus on how she looks unrecognizable. It's super shitty. She's a normal 55-year-old woman, and of course she's not going to look like she does when she was in her 20s on Baywatch. Fuck the haters. She's still one of my crushes, and I hope she's happy outside of the public eye these days.
Ooh, that's a spicy meatball.
There's a fuck ton of celebrity cameos sprinkled throughout this movie. Dale Earnhardt speeds by for a little bit.
Do you think you could go any faster?
Can I go any faster?
Hang on!
Real Big Fish put on a whole fucking performance. Reggie Jackson has a pretty long speech that is super funny, one of the funnier parts of the movie.
Hey, Coop! I don't have your fucking ball!
Good luck next year.
Oh.
It's wild that the all-time leading scorer in the NBA is relegated to such a tiny little wacky visual gag. Super funny still, though. The announcers are actual sports personalities, too. Bob Costas and Al Michaels are some of the most famous ones of all time as well. They say some wild shit that you wouldn't expect from these guys normally.
Hard to believe that just 5 years ago, this game was played only on driveways.
And it's hard to believe just 5 years ago, those girls were only in grade school.
These were great additions to the movie that shined so bright when they were on screen and didn't stay too long to, like, distract from the plot or anything. The perfect length for a celebrity cameo. This movie has some incredible music in it, too. The Real Big Fish ska rendition of Take On Me is still steadily being played in my house and will forever. They also use the Smash Mouth version of Why Can't We Be Friends, which is a truly Kino choice. Excelente.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Fuck the classics, because the ska era that this movie is trapped in is so fun. This movie really struggled in the box office, which is a huge bummer because it deserved a lot better than that. It barely made $7 million on a $25 million budget.
Yikes!
It was number 11 on its opening weekend, too. This is a bit of poor timing because there were some heavy hitters releasing that weekend with it. The Parent Trap also came out at the same time, but Saving Private Ryan had also just come out a week before. The equally raunchy comedy, but much, much higher quality, There's Something About Mary, also came out 3 weeks before and was still dominating at the box office too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Although the box office performance wasn't great, the reviews for this movie were also not great, equally bad, honestly. There were a few positive ones, but hardly any critics were appreciating this diamond in the rough.
I can't stand them. What the fuck is a critic anyway? It's somebody that can't do what you can do, so they want to criticize your shit.
Since the rising popularity of South Park, though, this movie has definitely gotten a more positive, revised opinion. It's got that cult classic energy that makes it an amazing time to put on with your buddies on a late night. Even though this movie is stupid, it is the best kind of stupid. The top notch of stupidity, I will say. I always have so much fun watching this movie, and the quick pacing makes you find more little jokes with every repeat viewing. I understand the criticism because the level of stupid in this is not for everyone, but I encourage everyone to give this one a try, especially if you have ever enjoyed South Park or the Book of Mormon. And I gotta say one more thing before we leave, because I just heard something that's pretty important for me to say.
Hey, Dirk.
What is it?
I hear your sister's going out with Squeak. Oh! Hey!
Hey, subscribe if you want to check out my reviews in the future. Leave a comment about what you want to see next on this channel, too. This is one of those childhood movies that I watch once a year, so it's been a lot of fun to make this video and learn a bit more about the backstory. Matt and Trey's careers have been wild, like absolutely wild. There was a lot of stuff I didn't include because it would have just been way too long. But yeah, thanks for checking out the video. And hey, look at that. That name is from a commenter, so hey, maybe leave a comment if you want your name featured next to all these other great people. See you next time.